Alright guys, welcome back to Black Ops 6 Zombies. Today we are gonna go over the best augments for each perk in the game, ammo mod and field upgrade. This is a very requested video lately, and I think before BO7 it's finally time to give like an ultimate review of everything we need in order to do well in Black Ops 6 Zombies. So we're gonna start with the perks, move on to ammo mods and then field upgrades. Keep in mind that this is a personal preference and these are working very well for me, so if you have like a different choice, definitely put it down in the comments below. Let's have a very civilized conversation about it, because I know everybody might have like different opinions and stuff like that. So as always, make sure you smash the like button, subscribe for more content, and let's get this. When it comes to stamina up, I've always liked Dasher in the beginning of the game, but Free Floor has become my absolute favorite, especially since Reckoning came out and I can just jump from one floor to another without taking damage. Is absolutely amazing. And then Hot Foot, whenever you use, for example, the Ether Blade, or you use the incantations on Citadel Daymore, or you use a grenade and get a kill, you get an insane speed boost for a few seconds, allowing you to get away from the danger and just speed through the map. It's absolutely amazing how fast you can move, and it's really good for getting out of like very bad situations. Just throw an aid, kill a zombie, and then boom, you're out of there. Moving on to quick revive, I think here it's a no-brainer. Dying Wish is the absolute best. It literally gives you 3 extra cell revives. Basically, whenever you're about to go down, the hit you're gonna take is not gonna kill you. It's just gonna take away your quick revive, and you're gonna be invincible for like 2 seconds, so you can run out of there and save the cell revive, which is really amazing. And then when it comes to the minor augment, I really don't know what to say here. I always go for the karmic return. You're reviving allies with full HP. This is more of a augment for squad play, but I really think that either karmic return or swift recovery are pretty darn good as well. Moving on to Juggernog, here again, a lot of personal preferences. I know a lot of people like Turtle Shell, for example. You don't take a lot of damage from the back. You can take like up to 50 hits, if I'm not mistaken, with full armor and stuff like that. Reactive armor is pretty amazing as well. Whenever an armor breaks on you, an armor plate breaks, the zombies around you are gonna get stunned, so you can like replay it back or run out of there. But I always go with probiotic. Whenever I do boss fights or go for a higher round, probiotic is just amazing. Like you pretty much get 50 health extra, allowing you to survive an extra hit and stuff like that, and it's just working really well. When it comes to the minor augment, hardened plates are really good, durable plates are pretty okay as well, and retaliation, I will only use this if I do like boss fights and I want to do extreme damage, or this is very good if you want to do the blood ritual on the tomb, because basically you deal more damage at low HP, and whenever you do the golden armor, you are set to 1 health, so you do 50% more damage to those elites. But for me, hardened plates are always like the best, basically because they make the armors a bit more strong, so they don't break as easy, because lately I've seen that zombies don't drop a lot of armor plates, which is a bit annoying, unfortunately. Moving on to Melee Macchiato, here I always go for Espresso. I just like to have the faster melee hits. A lot of people like the Vampiric Extraction, because every time you get a melee kill, you do get a bit of health back, but for me, just attacking faster, especially when I'm playing Citadel with the swords, is just the best way. And then Stick and Move, every time you get a melee kill, you can back pedal, so move backwards really fast, get out of that zone, and then do a swing again, kill another zombie, go back, so you don't get hit by the swing of the zombies as well. Moving on to Speed Cola, here I know a lot of people like Supercharge to get a field upgrade faster. This is pretty good for Richtofen. And then Phantom Reload could work in some situations, but please keep in mind that Phantom Reload will not reload your magazines out of thin air. It will use reserve ammo to reload your mag, and it will only do it if you don't shoot. And it takes around 7 seconds for this to start. So if you don't shoot for 7 seconds, that's when Phantom Reload will give you like 20% back of the mag ammo. So not really useful. For me, Classic Formula is the absolute best. Reload speed as fast as possible. And then when it comes to minor augment, I always go for quick swap, because switching from a wonder weapon to a normal gun can be pretty slow, and quick swap is just really fantastic. You switch guns super quick. I know a lot of people like the speedy roulette to pretty much spin the box a bit faster, but I don't really do that because we basically have loadouts. So quick swap, classic formula, absolute best. When it comes to Vulture's Aid, here it really depends what you want to do in the game. I will always go with Peaky Eater when it comes to minor, because it drops your equipment. That includes grenades, decoys, smokes, even Casimirs and monkeys, so that's very nice. I always go for this one. But here I kind of like the fitted upgrade because, for example, I'm playing against Richtofen and I want to get my field upgrade faster. Some of the zombies will drop a stink cloud, you sit in it, you get a field upgrade faster. Smell of Death is pretty good. They drop a stink cloud when you kill some zombies and you can sit in it and zombies won't see you. And Parting Gift is very good, for example, if you're playing on the tomb. The ammo drops you get on the ground give you more ammo for wonder weapons, and you basically never have to buy ammo on the ice staff. So this one's really nice as well, but I always go with a fitted upgrade for some reason. I don't know, I just really like it, especially for Reckoning. When it comes to depth perception, I don't think there's like any great upgrades here. Critical eye is pretty good because sometimes a body shot can become a critical shot, so this might be useful in case you're buying depth perception. But when it comes to minor augments, we don't really have anything great here, so I just go with extra change. Sometimes you can find like extra essence under, I don't know, ammo caches or stuff like that, which is always welcome to get an extra 100 points. When it comes to PhD Flopper, this again, it's a no-brainer. PhD Slider and Tribologist are the absolute best because the fact that you can slide with PhD is really good. Move faster around the map, and then increasing the slide distance with the Tribologist is just making this like a top tier perk. I think PhD is like the ultimate perk in the game, not even joking. This is so good, especially if you're on PC and you can like bind keys to chain PhD slides. Like you zoom across the map so fast, is insane. Environmentalist is pretty good as well, but you don't really become immune to the damage in the environment. You have to like slide through the thing to not get damaged. For example, on the Xerox boss fight, you have those like toxic puddles. If you walk through them, you'll still take damage. You have to like slide through them to not take damage, which again, it's a thing that people don't really do a lot. When it comes to Deadshot, Deadhead is the absolute best. Dead first, I will only use this if I use a sniper rifle, but for example, I shoot the first zombie, I do double damage to that zombie, but I also hit the zombie in the back. That zombie in the back that already took damage is never gonna take double damage again. So for me, Deadhead is just better. Increases the headshot damage no matter what, so that's just the better choice. And then Dead Break is really good because you do more damage to armor pieces. I always advise people to use this one, but I really like Dead Draw lately because it reduces the hipfire spread, and I always like hipfire a lot, especially with pistols and shotguns. And whenever you use tac stands, this works really good. So either of these two will work really well, but if you want extra damage, just go Dead Break. Moving on to double tap, here is one of the best perks in the game again. I always use double tap to increase the fire rate on any weapon, no matter how fast they shoot. This is really good. But for example, if you're using a weapon that shoots extremely quick and you feel like you empty the magazine really fast, double or nothing is really good as well. And double play is very nice if you are actually using, for example, a Maelstrom, because it already shoots really fast, so getting bullets back whenever you kill zombies fast is very nice. And then when it comes to the major augment, if I'm doing boss fights, I go double standard. And I also go double standard if I'm using snipers, DMRs, pistols, and shotguns. Because these weapons do a lot of body damage, and doing double non-crit damage is very good with this augment. But for example, if I'm using ARs, SMGs and stuff like that, double impact is better because with those weapons you'll go more for the headshots, so every other bullet will do like 50% more damage. So on the headshots it will be very nice. But if I do boss fights, no matter the gun I use, I always go with double standard because I'm not always gonna hit crit spots. And then finally, with the last perk, I always go for Electric Cherry. I really like this one. I think it can save you in some weird situations when you get cornered by a few zombies. You can just reload and zap them, run out of there. And then I go for Vulnera Bean because it increases the elemental damage zombies take. So for example, you're shooting an amalgam with Deadwire, which is its weakness. You are going to do around 20% extra damage if you have this augment on and elemental pop on, of course. So this one, very good. Works for the boss fights as well, the ones that have an elemental damage. And if you're using Vulnera Bean, on Richtofen, on phase 1, you're actually doing around 20% more damage, which is kind of insane. Now, moving on to the ammo mods, starting off with Deadwire, Lightning Strike is an absolute must. This thing is absolutely fantastic to use. Like sometimes when Deadwire activates, it sends out a huge Lightning Strike that will take off the helmet of the zombies, deal 60% of their health in damage, and will like stun the zombies for a few seconds. So this one is absolutely amazing. Love this. And then for the miner, I always go with haste just because I want to reduce the cooldown a bit. You can definitely use, for example, high voltage to deal a bit extra damage, but I just don't think that's worth it. Haste is like absolutely fantastic. Next up, we have Nepal Burst, and this has kind of got a big buff, I think a season ago or something. And using Firebomb with Incendiary, it's actually insane, because if one zombie gets hit by the Nepal Burst, by the fire, it will spread fire to the other ones. These ones will explode and send fire to the other ones. And pretty much if you train zombies around and one of them is lit on fire, he will explode and send fire to others. Explode those and send fire to others, and back and forth. And you can pretty much kill zombies forever as long as you have them train up on your screen. So absolutely love this too. I think Napalm Burst is one of the best ammo mods in the game right now. And plus, if you're playing, for example, Liberty Falls, you have Manglers and Abominations. They both weak to Napalm Burst, so definitely have this with you. Cryo Freeze, I don't really use this much other than on Reckoning, but here I like to use Ice Cloud because it has like, it leaves like a cloud of like ice, for example. And every zombie that will go in this will like get slowed down, and you can do extra damage to them, which is very nice. And then I use Freezer Burn because I increase the damage that I do to frozen enemies, so that's very nice. For example, you do high rounds, you're playing Reckoning, and you sit by that PhD place where the zombies come only from the front. Whenever the Ice Cloud activates, you can do a lot of damage by just having Freeze Burner on, while the zombies are like slowed down by that cloud, which is really good. When it comes to Shadow Rift, I like to have Topple Danger because the wrapped enemy in that Shadow Rift damage will like explode and do damage to the others around him, sorry. And then Supermassive, you know, it's just that Shadow Rift effect is gonna be big and it will kill more zombies when it activates, so this one's really good. But you can definitely go for the major augment big game if you want to do like the activation on an elite and do a bit of damage when it drops it to the ground. But unfortunately, this has been like kind of nerfed because in the beginning you could like one-shot an Abomination with this. So Topple Danger just feels a bit better. This one's pretty good as well. The Explosive Rain will allow zombies that are teleported to explode on contact on the ground, but they don't really do a lot of damage, and usually they drop somewhere that is not very useful. And this one, the dropped enemies will fall on other enemies. Again, it will target zombies that are like alone in a corner. It will never really target the horde. So for me, Topple Danger and Supermassive are like the go-to. When it comes to Cryo Freeze, I kind of skipped over this one earlier. I like to use the Pheromone one because it acts like a monkey bomb for a few seconds and then reduce the cooldown with haste. You could definitely go with Plague. The zombie that basically gets charmed, he's gonna hit a zombie and he's gonna charm another one, and you can have like up to 5 zombies, if I'm not mistaken, charmed at the same time. Each will get like 2-3 kills maybe, so that will give you a few kills. But I really like the Pheromone because it can get you out of some annoying situations. You get cornered, Brain Rot activates, and every zombie is gonna go towards that zombie, so I really like that one. When it comes to Shadow Blast, here Blast Chain and Blast Zone are the absolute best. If you're using this with Monkey Bombs or with decoys, you can pretty much get up to 40 kills per activation, which is really, really insane. So basically this Blast Chain is gonna give Shadow Blast a few extra activations, and the Blast Zone increases the size of the explosion. Increasing the damage helps out a bit, but unfortunately you're not going to get as many kills as with the Blast Zone. So definitely use this too. Again, Shadow Blast is a very situational ammo mod, so I would not really recommend it too much. And lastly, we have Lightment. Here I like to have Big Game on because, for example, if I'm fighting an Amalgam and Lightment activates, you deal 50% of their health in one shot, which is really, really nice. And I do like extra strength. The healing glyph will replenish more health when consumed. Of course, if you're low HP and just consume like 2 of these, you're going to be back to full health in no time, which is really, really nice. Now moving on to field upgrades, we're going to start with Mr. Peaks, the latest one. Here, I like to use Apex Hunter to deal damage to the elite zombies, but definitely do not use this one whenever you are playing Reckoning, because the Uber Klaus is not really going to take a lot of damage from Mr. Peaks, unfortunately, because of his shield. So whenever you're playing Reckoning, definitely go with Arcane Fury, for example. It's going to activate different ammo mods whenever it gets kills, and from what I've seen, it activates around 4 of them. And then I do like to have party animal to increase the dance duration, so Mr. Peaks will be up more and will get more kills before he goes away. When it comes to energy mine, here again, the turret augment, it's absolutely fantastic. Turns the energy mine into a turret that will kill around 40 zombies. And it will stay up even though you are going into a different area. It will basically stay up until you either throw too many of them or until it kills enough zombies to go away. And then, of course, extra charge so you can get 2 of them. Very nice, especially on the tomb for high round strategy with the ice staff. This is fantastic. You can have up to 3 turrets at once, which is very, very nice. Moving on to Frenzy Guard. Here, I think Frenzy Fire is really nice because you can use ammo from stock, having all the zombies run towards you and the bosses and stuff like that, and you can like shoot, well, I mean, until you run out of reserve ammo is really, really good. And then Repair Boost, you repair armor per kill, which basically will allow you to stay up a lot longer and do more damage. I really like this one. Moving on to Tesla Storm, here I like Transformer and Lithium Charged, because when you activate this, you would do a lot of damage, especially to elite zombies. This is extremely good if you are doing the blood ritual on the tomb. I was in that charity event for Black Ops 6 Zombies, and when playing in a team, at really low rounds as well, I think it was like round 11 maybe, 4 players activating this would just kill the elites in one go. Like, it was insane how much damage they can do to zombies and elites around you. When it comes to Frost Blast, I don't really use this one too much. I think it's pretty good for high rounds on Reckoning, but I don't use it a lot. I really like Flash Freeze because zombies get like frozen solid and killed a lot easier than normal, and then Frostbite to increase the damage to the frozen enemies. But I've seen a lot of people use Ice Leak, especially because the Uber Klaus can slip and fall down. It's kind of funny. But definitely for me, Flash Freeze and Frostbite are the best. Moving on to Dark Flare. Dark Flare is a pretty good build upgrade, to be fair, especially on the later rounds, because you can pretty much kill everything in front of you and do a ridiculous amount of damage to the elites the higher the round it is, because it increases the damage with the rounds. And I really like using Extension to have that flare stay up for longer and the extra charge. But definitely you can pretty much do Broad Beam as well, and Extension, and like Supernova and Heavy Shadow. But for me, these two just work a lot better. Although I haven't really used Dark Flare too much, but I just know that it scales in damage with the rounds, and it can be pretty good to take it down and have some fun with the zombies. When it comes to Healing Aura, again, this is not one that I use too much. It's a more of a squad kind of field upgrade. It's nice to have someone in the squad use this, especially if the player that has it, it's really good, so it will stay up longer to revive the other players when activating. But here I like Persistence, because the players that get revived keep all the perks on their bleed out bar, and Stoic Presence on activation special and elite enemies are stunned while normal zombies are knocked down. You can pretty much get out of that situation in case you are in a cornered and you are downed. It pretty much knocks down the zombie, so you get up and just run away from there. And then finally we have Ether Shroud, and here I will always go with Group Shroud in case I'm playing in a group. Because basically when you activate this shroud, everybody's going to stay cloaked if they're near you. So you can have a lot of Ether Shrouds if everybody's using this. Burst Dash is pretty good if you're playing solo as well. Basically if you sprint and activate Ether Shroud, it's going to wrap through a few zombies. Not going to kill too many, but just going to kill a few and give you like a small speed boost. And then if you, for example, want to do Camo Grind on melee weapons, whenever you have Void Sheath on, it's going to automatically pull out your melee weapon when you go into Ether Shroud, then you're going to do extra damage with that melee weapon, so it will be pretty good. But Group Shroud for me is the absolute go when it comes to major. And then for the minor augment, I always like to use extra charge, because I like to have 2 charges even though they're like slower duration. But since Reckoning came out, I always use Extension. And that's because, for example, I'm fighting Richtofen and Ether Shroud is an absolute must. Having 2 extra charges will actually not be as good as having Extension, because you do that annoying animation when you pop it, that takes like 3 seconds, and with extra charge you have only 3 other seconds to shoot. So ADSing is not going to be an option for half of the duration of it, even though you have 2 of them. And with extension, it just lasts a lot longer and gives you the possibility to reload a few times and just do a lot of damage while ADS and stuff like that. So extension, if you're fighting Richtophon, is the absolute go-to. But for the other maps, you can definitely do extra charge, as you know, it can be a bit useful. Like mostly you use Ether Shot to get out of like annoying situations where you get cornered and stuff like that. So you don't need much time to run away. So having an extra charge with you in case it happens again really soon, it might be the better choice. But if you're going for Reckoning, I will always advise extension, especially on Richtophon. But this is it, guys. These are pretty much all the augments for the perks, ammo mods, and field upgrades. If you guys have different ones, as I said in the beginning, please put them down in the comments. I really like to know what people play with, especially when it comes to jog and double tap and speed cola, for example. But from my experience, these are kind of the best. When it comes to ammo mods, I don't really use much other than Deadwire, Napalm, Enlightenment. Sometimes I use Cryo again when I play on Reckoning, but that's pretty much it. And when it comes to field upgrades, Ether Shroud is my absolute go-to. And sometimes I use Energy Mine and Mr. Peaks. These ones I don't really touch too much unless I want to try something different. But yeah, let me know what you think about this one, guys. As always, smash the like button, subscribe for more content, as BO7 is gonna release pretty soon, and we're gonna go in really deep with that game when it comes to content, so definitely stay tuned for that one. And I will catch you guys in the next one. Have a fantastic one. Bye-bye.